One thing I realized is with Steven Universe episode titles, they can be vague, they can rarely relate to the plot, or they can just be entirely misleading. But in this episode, Raising the Barn, it was 1000% accurate to what happened in the episode, and I just found that hilarious. Okay, so the episode starts off very light, like we left it off in the last one. Steven is trying to call Connie, but she's not answering. He feels like, okay, she must have really hurt her and she needs space, and he goes outside dragging his ukulele to play it. Everything is soft and he's trying to relax, and then his phone beeps and just freaks him the hell out. I don't know if he was eager to get the phone out, or was the vibration in a suddenly, like a vibration from a suddenly quiet moment that just freaked him out, because I've been in that moment where I'm just laying down next to my phone beeps and I just absolutely freak out. But then Steven is trying to calm himself, saying, okay, you're ready for this, it's Connie, she's ready to talk, be understanding, blah blah blah. And I was like, just answer the phone before it ends. And then he just sees his Lapis and Peridot, and he's like, oh, you can just see his emotions just disappeared. But Peridot makes a joke of how he's been ignoring us, and he's like, sorry you guys, a lot of stuff has happened. And I'm like, what stuff, Steven? You just came back, and that thing with Miradui just lasted a day and a half, 2 days tops. Not many stuff is happening. And oh, there's even the cute Lapis blushing Pumpkin. I need a plushie of Pumpkin. So Steven explains to Lapis and, wait, did I say Connie before? Lapis and Peridot? I hope I said Lapis and Peridot. Anyway, Steven explains to Lapis and Peridot what happened, and Lapis is just freaking out, like, we need to go, like, you ran away from Blue and Yellow Diamond? They're coming. Instantly the phone just disconnects, and Steven just apparates next to them in like 0.5 seconds. Yeah, I know he used the gem warp, you guys, but still, he has to go back into the temple, warp there, and walk to the barn. But anyway, Peridot is giving Lapis all these reasons why they can't leave, they have to stay. Lapis is debunking all of them, and you can clearly see Peridot doesn't want to leave, but she doesn't want to upset Lapis either. And that's a huge thing that's been happening even back in Room for Ruby, where anytime they interact, Peridot is so conscious and afraid of Lapis getting hurt because she's aware of how much she's had to suffer, and Lapis is just like, I'm not getting caught up in another war. She looks ready to murder. Even Pumpkin is afraid. But Steven is like, okay, I understand. If you don't feel safe here, I won't force you to stay. And I'm like, whoa, Steven, when? Peridot tries to come up with more reasons for them to leave, but you can just see Lapis just, like the title says, raises the bar. She fucking levitates it off the ground, and she even does it like it was nothing, like she doesn't even feel the weight of the thing. That's just scary. And then Pumpkin disappears. Well, they were saying their goodbyes, there was tears, but then Pumpkin just disappeared, and they were looking for Pumpkin. They're also frantic. I just love the way Peridot says Pumpkin, like pronunciation is key there. I remember watching, I think it was Skyward Wing playing Save the Light. Awesome gameplay. Him and Dennington are doing a great job. I'm thoroughly entertained. And in one of his gameplays, I don't know if it was 10 or something, he was at the barn, and then as he walked away, he entered the forest, and I was like, wait, the forest is close to Beach City, the barn is way far away from Beach City. And I'm like, well, no, the barn isn't that far away, since I don't think Greg uses the warp pad. He gets there by van, so obviously it's not a great distance. And you can see in this episode they immediately just walk into the forest, so it's right next. Oh boy, now the word sounds weird. It's right next to the barn. So I don't even know why I went on that ramble. They find a basketball that looks a lot like Pumpkin. Steven tries to talk to Peridot more about, okay, it seems like you're the one that doesn't want to leave. Peridot is saying, when you were out in space, I had to bend over backwards to make her feel better. And then Lapis literally bends over backwards. Like, what the heck? I just love this character so much. I'm so happy. My birthstone is a Peridot, and I'm not upset by that, not in the least. They walk out of the forest and they find onions, and Peridot's like, Pumpkin would never associate with this inferior spear. And I'm like, okay then. And Onion, of course Onion is selling onions. He has Steven's hat. We don't know how that happened, but long story short, it turns out that Pumpkin was back at the barn all along, but he was hiding inside the crops. Pumpkin just shows she doesn't want to go, and just like the last episode, another situation comes about that shows the person who is trying to hide from their emotions how they really feel. So in Peridot trying to force Pumpkin to come along, she's saying her own problems in the process. Oh wait, sorry, in the forest, Steven didn't know about Peridot wanting to leave. They were just talking about how Lapis is sad and how... Wait, what are they talking about in the forest? Oh yeah, Peridot was just giving reasons why she should stay and all that stuff. Anyway, so when Peridot finally reveals that she's not ready to leave, she doesn't want to leave, but she has to do it because of Lapis, that she just can't say no. And yeah, when Peridot finally confronts her, everything is like high tension. Like Lapis is she's the wild card of the crystal gems because she is not a crystal gem. And then there's Peridot, who I felt like in this moment deserved her star. I think somewhere someone said she's getting a star, I don't know, but Peridot deserves a star. Like, what the heck? Even Steven, you can see Steven holding on to his face, just so panicky by the whole situation, like, oh, this is not going so well, because Lapis said something about Peridot basically lying to her if she always agrees with everything she says, which I don't feel is true. If you withhold information from someone, you are not lying to them, you're just not telling them the truth either. But hey, that's just me. Peridot finally just comes out and says it. We can't just tear up our home from the ground. Earth is our home now. We should fight for it. We should protect it. Like, Peridot is fully invested in this planet and she wants to save it. And she was like, isn't it worth fighting for? It's our home. And Lapis's face just went dark. Like, I'm not getting caught up in another war. And I'm like, oh shit. That they got that from anime. Anyway, Lapis lifts up everything and just flies away, and it's just so sad. She looks back very torn and just takes off, and you can just see Peridot is kind of broken. Even Steven's really sad, and Steven makes a makeshift bed for Peridot in his bathroom, which I find sweet. But from what I've learned, that's the only bathroom in this house, so how will Steven do what needs to be done? Or will it go back to normal when Steven needs to use the bathroom? Peridot will give him space. Is that a Game Boy? Steven plays games in the bath. There's even a scented candle. Okay, I'm focusing too much on this bathroom. Next, Peridot just goes in and gets comfy, and it's like, oh my god, I want to enter and cuddle with her so bad. And Steven just slides to the floor, checks his phone, sees no missed calls, and yeah. Everyone said, oh my god, Pumpkin, why? I love you, be mine. We see Peridot asks a question, what do we do now? And the whole episode just cuts. And it's like, wow, very emotionally heavy. I feel like these episodes are building the emotions to some huge payoff. That again, I hate my clanmates for spoiling for me, but I'll try and let it go. I'm just enjoying the process of watching it. This has been the longest universe hiatus ever, so yeah, a lot of people are just flocking to watch this thing. So yeah, I'm gonna end this review here. I don't want the episode review to be longer than the damn episode. So anyway, thanks so much for clicking to watch. Please don't forget to read my books on Wattpad, support me on Patreon, and follow me on Twitter. And as always, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay forever awesome. This is TVC signing out.